we would take an insane blow if like our YouTube channel got deleted. As an entrepreneur, I got my eyes wide open, man. I'm always thinking about like who's trying to take us out, what's coming next. What if YouTube disappeared tomorrow? What if our Amazon affiliate account got shut down? That's why we have 21 different income streams. You got to just press record.
You've seen in the news, as well as everybody else, that big tech is in the spotlight right now. Google owns YouTube and that kind of stuff. Have you considered, for you personally and your team, maybe to just diversify a little bit aside from YouTube in the event that big tech goes too much under the microscope and maybe is even taken down or split up?
100%. There's the famous book by the, I think, founder or one of the CEOs of Intel called Only the Paranoid Survive. And so I'm a man of faith. I live with peace like a river, and live in a state, I hope, of different levels of anxiety day to day. But as an entrepreneur, paranoia is a superpower. Okay. So it's the tension between paranoia and peace. It's like, things are fine. I'm okay. I live life with an open hand in terms of money or my business or even this life. Like, this life's a vapor. At the same time, as an entrepreneur, I got my eyes wide open, man. I'm always thinking about like who's trying to take us out, what's coming next. What if YouTube disappeared tomorrow? What if our Amazon affiliate account got shut down? That's why we have 21 different income streams. And it's diversification. That's why we have an email list. And so we would take an insane blow if like our YouTube channel got deleted. That's why we got two. There's a you might even know this. In the Navy, I learned this phrase. I wasn't in the Navy, but from those in the Navy, that when you're out to sea, if it came to having a backup transmission or a backup engine part, they would always say, if you have one, you have zero. If you have two, you have one. Because if the transmission blows and you only have one transmission, now you're out to sea and you have no backup. So what happens if they both blow in a row? So if you got three, you got two. So we have adopted that at Think Media, and we always say that, like, it is in terms of eventually, if you're building a team, that's why you want someone on the bench. It's just if there's no one on the bench and someone gets taken out, maybe they get sick, maybe they get COVID, if they're out for a couple months, maybe they get pregnant, the paternity leave. This is the kind of stuff I think about as an entrepreneur. So to your point, I lean heavy in with always having optimism about my day-to-day, but it's not delusion. I got one eye open when I'm sleeping. Only the paranoid survive of like, okay, what could happen next? This is why we build Instagram. This is why we're hiring social media people, work with think.com. And we're hiring different team members because we want to dominate all the social platforms. And the only way to really do that effectively and still spend really quality time with your family is by scaling up your team. This is why we have multiple revenue streams. So in answer to your question, absolutely. I actually don't really fear it, but I'm always preparing for it. And I think there's something powerful in that preparation. There's something about Joseph saving up grain for 7 years because of 7 years of famine. I'm always expecting there to be a famine tomorrow while being optimistic that there will be no famine in the future. History has told us that there will always be a famine. And now I'm kind of ranting, but I actually am stunned that so many people live paycheck to paycheck when they don't have to, and they spend their money on dumb things, when they just think that things today, they're living today only for today, and they're not preparing for tomorrow. The way we run our finances and our economics at Think is by wanting to have healthy cash flow and saved up cash. It's not a good investment. My cash in the bank for the business right now is hemorrhaging money. I mean, inflation, right? Like, in my savings percentage in my savings account is 0.0000. So it can't even keep up with inflation. I'm sure there's things you could do to hedge against that, but having that cash is that buffer that should something happen, should all of a sudden we have a very expensive thing come our way, we have the cash so we don't have to slow down in business. So I kind of took that on a rant. But
and that's what I'm looking at. Like, YouTube is basically distribution, right? I mean, you're making good content and there's a need for it, but YouTube is distribution. Like, where else to distribute to if YouTube goes under? Would you You wouldn't do full length stuff on Instagram. You wouldn't do stuff. Facebook has got some monetization, of course. Anyway, that's what I'm saying. Like, where else to distribute through other than YouTube?
Oh, there's tons of options. And I mean, at the end of the day, attention is attention. It could be Facebook Watch, because yes, Facebook videos, but Facebook Watch is a thing, and there is some monetization there. IGTV is kind of in a sort of a lull, but it's still a thing. 10-minute video length on LinkedIn, probably not the spot. But if it's not YouTube, it's going to be ShmooTube, like hashtag ShmooTube. Like it'll be it could be Amazon Prime. Did you know you can upload to Amazon Prime? And you jump through a couple hoops, and there's some technical things to it, but it's just another distribution channel as well. And so there will always be
the next best thing.
There'll always be the next best thing, but there'll always be consumers that want good content about things they're passionate about. And you are in a very great niche. It's a subculture. It's a real community, Seth Godin tribes. So hear me. I'm betting, maybe I'm not betting I'm betting all the money that people know about. Always my 80%. I'm all in on YouTube. So I'm like just YouTube. And not like, even we asked about YouTube Shorts, on like YouTube native content. Boom, all in. But when I go all in, it's never, I always got the backup, right? I could always dig up the cash in the backyard. You know what I mean? I always got the extra bank accounts. So there's always the other 20%. And I think that's the best strategy. I would, if I'm you, next decade, I see YouTube going nowhere, it not being disrupted at all. I see it being broken up. Probably not, maybe. So it's like, we're aware of that. So I am all in on YouTube, but I'm always preparing and making sure I've got a lifeline or other opportunities, and whether in all the areas we suggested: financial reserves, diversification of your audience, building an email list, building a text message list. We use community, just different ways to communicate with people in case something was to get shut down.
Want to know the exact strategies Sean Cannell and the Think Media team use to consistently get over 3.5 million views on YouTube every month? Learn the proven steps and the newest YouTube money-making strategies at Grow with Video Live's virtual conference. Get your tickets today at growwithvideolive.com.